Marlo found herself standing inside a big, beautiful house. A bright, well-decorated duplex with shiny floors, golden curtains, sweet smells from the kitchen, and quiet music playing in the background. There were maids walking around, cooks preparing meals. Everything looked rich and magical. Welcome to Afrifun Tale, where deep African stories speak truth and open your eyes. These are more than just tales. They carry wisdom, warnings, and the voice of our ancestors. Before we start, drop your thoughts in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, because one story here might touch your soul. Now, relax your mind, open your heart, and listen. This story may change how you see life. The magical jar of honey that never runs dry. The little girl who helped a beggar and changed her destiny. In a quiet little town called Kifa, where the birds sing early and the sun smiles gently, lived a small girl named Malo. She wasn't rich, she wasn't loud, but she had something many people didn't have: a good heart. Malo lived with her grandmother in a small mud house by the corner of the village. Her grandma, an old, wise woman, had raised Malo since she was a baby, teaching her good manners, kindness, respect, and how to see people beyond their looks. Every morning, Malo would wear her neatly patched school uniform, carry her plastic bag that held her books, and wave goodbye to Grandma as she set out on her usual route to school. But along that route, near an old mango tree by the roadside, sat a beggar, a frail old man, dirty from head to toe, wearing torn clothes and covered with rashes. His eyes were dim, his voice shaky, and his words always the same. "I have a house, but I cannot walk. Please take me back to my house," he would say to anyone passing. Nobody ever answered him. Some crossed to the other side of the road. Some hissed. Some even warned their children never to go near that cursed man. People said he was mad. Some even said he was a ghost. But Malo always looked at him with soft eyes. She didn't go near, but she greeted him quietly every day. One day, on her way back from school, the sun was setting and the road was empty. As she walked past the old beggar again, something pulled at her heart. She stopped. She looked at him, and she walked close. The beggar looked up slowly, his head shaking. "My daughter, are you not too small to help someone like me?" he asked, his voice trembling. Malo smiled. "I may be small, sir, but my grandma always says, where there is a will, there is a way. There's no harm in trying." She bent down gently, stretched her two arms around the man, trying to lift him. The moment she touched him, they disappeared, just like that. In the blink of an eye, Malo found herself standing inside a big, beautiful house, a bright, well-decorated duplex, with shiny floors, golden curtains, sweet smells from the kitchen, and quiet music playing in the background. There were maids walking around, cooks preparing meals. Everything looked rich and magical. And there, in a clean robe, sitting on a fine chair, still old but glowing, was the same beggar she tried to help. "Don't be afraid, my daughter," he said with a warm smile. "I am still the same old beggar you just saw. I know you're confused. Let me explain quickly so you can get back home before your grandma starts looking for you." He held a shiny jar filled with golden honey. "You see this jar?" he said. "It's not an ordinary jar.
Many years ago, when I was a young man, I helped an old woman everyone had abandoned. She gave me this honey jar as a gift. It has been my source of wealth ever since. It never runs dry." Malo's eyes widened in surprise. "The woman who gave it to me warned that I must not die without giving it to someone who is pure of heart, someone who shows kindness without expecting anything in return. That's why I stayed by that tree, waiting. Many passed, some insulted me. You were the only one who stopped to help. I knew from that moment you are the chosen one." He stood up slowly, his eyes soft but serious. "My time on earth is short now. I'm ready to go, but I needed to hand over the honey jar before I die. You are the custodian now, my child. Take it and use it wisely." Malo was speechless. The old man handed her the honey jar, placing it gently into her small palms. He leaned closer. "When you get home, put this jar inside a big drum. Cover it. Leave it overnight. By morning, the drum will be full of pure honey, enough to sell, enough to bless people, enough to change your life. The jar will stay on top, always full." He smiled again. "And don't worry about how to return home. The honey jar knows your house." Before she could say a word, Malo disappeared again. She landed softly inside her room, right in front of her wooden bed. Her grandmother was in the backyard calling her. Malo rushed out with the honey jar in her hands. "Grandma! Grandma! Look! I have something to tell you." She explained everything: the beggar, the house, the jar, the story. Her grandma's eyes were full of wonder. "Ah, Malo, my daughter, I have only heard of this honey jar in a tale my mother told me. I never believed it truly existed until now." Together, they placed the jar inside an old oil drum behind the house, covered it, and waited. The next morning, they opened the drum. It was full, thick, sweet golden honey to the brim, and sitting on top, the same jar, still full. Malo and her grandma cried, but this time it was tears of joy.
From that day, their lives changed. They started selling honey, the best kind. People came from far and wide. No matter how much they sold, the jar never emptied. Malo and her grandma used the money to feed the hungry, help widows, pay children's school fees, and fix broken houses. The town of Heifa began to flourish, all from one act of kindness. Sometimes your biggest blessing is wrapped in rags, waiting for your kindness to uncover it. Don't judge by appearance. That dirty man or poor woman you ignore might be your doorway to destiny. Help someone today, even if you have little, because when you give from the heart, miracles follow. If this story touched you, don't keep it to yourself. Like, share, and tell someone who needs to hear it. Here at Afrifun Tale, we share stories that teach, warn, and bless. Subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss when another powerful story drops. Till next time, stay sharp, stay wise, and remember, every story is a seed to grow your life.